in North America and in Western Europe, at least, there exists a divide between folk music and classical music and jazz music and pop and funk and soul and R&B and electro-funk R&B and I don't know what other subgenres. We have developed as a society to a point where music has become so compartmentalized that we have entered the age of the musical niche, where you want to search for any genre, make up your own keywords and search for it. Somebody's probably done it. Whatever happened to concert music, or just music where you could go to a concert and hear a wide range of concert selections, or dance music where many types of dance could all be encompassed into a single performance by a single performer who could do many different genres and who could improvise and who was a composer performer and who could do all of these different types of things. I think it's been bred out of our musical history, and that can probably be traced back. I don't know if you care to trace it back, you could point fingers at Beethoven perhaps, who was maybe one of the first composers credited with insisting that his version of the score was exactly what you played. Whereas if you go back even 50 years before Beethoven, composers weren't writing many indications on the scores. There wasn't even a tempo marking. Heck, in the Baroque era, a lot of the times the instrumentation wasn't even indicated. And this is where you get fabulous arguments that the piece by Bach, which I'm sure you all know is a huge organ toccata, was actually first composed for violin in his own mind, or because he was competent at violin. If you look at the way the voices work, it would work fabulously well on violin. So this idea of stealing music from other instruments and cross-pollinating in genres is now one that is, I think, a little bit frowned upon. But my argument in the genres of music that I would call myself playing is simply concert music. And that can include, in my view, any piece worthy of being heard on the concert stage and being listened to with focused attention. And that can include such a wide variety of pieces. And I hope that you're, first of all, enjoying the selection so far this evening of what the accordion can do. But this is my, if I give you one argument tonight that I hope you will consider or take on or come back to me and argue on, I hope it'll be this one, where I think that genres, the barriers between them could be broken down in our musical society, and I think that would allow a lot more creativity therein in each genre. So with that thought, I'm going to give you a very playful piece that is by Bach from this suite, the Gavotte, from his suite, which is in the grade 6 piano RCM syllabus, for those of you who have trained on piano. It's a wonderful little piece, and I'm going to follow that with my own tango, which I wrote many years ago when I was still in high school back in Calgary. And it was nameless for a long time, for about 5 or 6 years, and I just had never bothered to name the piece because I'm atrocious at coming up with names. So it has finally been named because I put it on my, my solo album, which just came out, and so I had to come up with a name. And so in the end, it has been called Intoxicating. Gavotte and Intoxicating.